My first meeting with Zendaya was very embarrassing, actually, for me.
I don't remember this, but he says that there was some type of awkward hug shake thing.
Spiderman, for me, would easily be my favorite. You know, I have two of my best friends, Jacob and Zendaya. Working with them every day is an absolute joy. Zendaya and I have been such a strong couple.
Yeah.
Is in the spirit of being able to relate with one another.
Tom Holland just broke his silence on his engagement to Zendaya, and trust me, this is not something you saw coming. After keeping it under wraps for months, the Spider-Man star finally opened up about how he kept the biggest secret of their relationship. Fans have been speculating for a while, but now we're hearing it straight from Tom and his dad. On top of that, we finally get answers about the proposal, their romance, including the ups and downs of their relationship that most people don't even know about. If you thought it was all roses and perfect moments, no, there's more. Spoiler alert, after this, you will want to rethink everything you thought you knew about them. Y'all, there is a lot to unpack here, so grab your popcorn and let's get right into it.
It's just one of those moments where it just wasn't my smoothest moment.
It was kind of like hey.
As y'all already know, Tom Holland recently took things to the next level with Zendaya in a proposal that was hush-hush as their relationship throughout the years. Multiple outlets, including TMZ, later confirmed the big news, and boy, the way that he planned this was next level. Turns out, Tom proposed over the holidays at one of Zendaya's homes in the US. No cameras, no family, just the two of them. Now, that's what you call private love. Seriously, these two have been keeping it on lock, showing us how real relationships can thrive in total secrecy. Hollywood couples rarely manage to keep things under wraps no matter how hard they try. Paparazzi are always lurking, and somehow the world always finds out. But Tom and Zendaya, they've proven that when they want to keep something airtight, they can. Most of the time, we know about celebs' lives because they choose to let us in. These two just showed us it's possible to keep things totally private when they're not ready to share. Anyways, I digress. Let's talk about the stunning ring, because damn, Zendaya knows how to turn heads. Just hours before the news broke, she showed up at the Golden Globes wearing a 5-carat East-West cushion diamond from Jessica McCormick's engagement collection. And that's when the public caught it. But here's where things get even more interesting. Zendaya didn't confirm anything at the Globes, but the world knew something was up. When asked about the ring, she just smiled and shrugged like it was no big deal. I guess she was okay with letting the ring do the talking. Now, this is where it gets clearer, because Tom Holland's dad, Dominic Holland, decided to lift the lid off of Zendaya's proposal and give us a bit more scoop. Dominic confirmed that his son had planned everything down to the last detail. He even spoke to Zendaya's father for his blessing. Okay, that is so sweet. Like, Tom went all in. Dominic wrote, Tom, as you know by now, was very incredibly well prepared. He had purchased a ring, he had spoken with her father, and gained permission to propose to his daughter. Tom had everything planned out: when, where, how, what to say, what to wear. Now, we've seen the on-screen chemistry between Tom and Zendaya in the Spider-Man movies, but what a lot of people didn't realize is that the off-screen connection has been just as powerful. Tom had been gushing about Zendaya in interviews, her work ethic, and just how incredible she was as a person. For real, he was always obsessed with Zendaya, even before they became a thing. Kinda like he always knew she was the one. It's honestly kind of sweet seeing them so open about it now. But the engagement didn't just come out of nowhere. A few months before, in December, Tom teased some big plans when he appeared on The Dish podcast. And he didn't give us much, but he did mention that he'd be spending Christmas with Zendaya's family in America. And at the time, there was this vibe that something extra special was coming. It wasn't a full reveal, but looking back, you can kind of see the foreshadowing. You know, those subtle moments when he talks about their bond and how they're in this whirlwind of fame together.
What's the plan this year? Where are you going to be? America, or are you going to be here?
I am going to be in America this year. I'll be with my girlfriend's family, which will be fun. Where we'll be is a secret. I have
Secret to you or like us?
to you guys.
In a way, their relationship has been an open book, but also not very open. Fans have watched it grow from superhero movie stars to a real-life love story. Now, as they officially enter this next chapter, we can only imagine what comes next. But one thing is for sure, it feels like Tom and Zendaya are in it for the long haul, and they've got something that's so much more than just the spotlight. Just like their fans, Tom's father has the same thoughts. He said, I do fret that their combined stardom will amplify their spotlight spotlight and the commensurate demands on them, and yet they continually confound me by handling everything with aplomb. Which brings us to the next part of this green flag filled story. Because believe it or not, Tom and Zendaya seem to have it all figured out now. But that wasn't always the case, so let's take a trip down memory lane and dive into the rabbit hole of their love story all the way from where it began. The messy breakup and how they found their way into each other's arms again. Tom Holland and Zendaya may have kept their romance under wraps for years, but guess what? Their love story has been anything but ordinary. Their journey kicked off in 2016, and trust me, things were so much more complicated back then. So, on May 29th, 2016, Tom leaves London to start filming Spider-Man: Homecoming, and a month later, Zendaya arrives in Atlanta to join the cast. It's here that Zendaya first steps into her iconic role as MJ, and the cast starts bonding. But here's where things start to heat up. On August 14th, 2016, Tom, Zendaya, and Zendaya's friend, Deja Carter, were hanging out at Tom's house in Atlanta. They would participate in viral dance challenges, which really showed off their chemistry. But don't get it twisted, no one was really expecting what came next. Right around that time, they were also spotted at a restaurant, which fueled excitement among fans who noticed their easy rapport. And just like that, fans started shipping them. Fast forward to August 16th, Zendaya wrapped filming and flew back to LA. But before she left Atlanta, she posted a Snapchat that had fans losing it because it was the first glimpse of what many believed to be her and Tom's very private connection. And trust me, this was just the beginning. Once paparazzi were on their case, Tom and Zendaya could barely hide it anymore. Like that one time they were spotted coming out of Zendaya's apartment building. By October 5th, 2016, the plot thickened when Tom opened up about their first meeting during an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, saying,
"It was just one of those moments where it just wasn't my smoothest moment.
It was kind of like hey.
Well, first impressions can be tough, especially when you're meeting Zendaya for the first time. Probably they've made it this far because of this level of honesty, even when things were uncomfortable between them. But even though their early moments weren't perfect, things were clearly starting to click. A few weeks later, fans noticed them out at dinner together, sparking rumors that maybe, just maybe, there was something more going on between them. And that was the start of their hidden love story. But don't go thinking it was all sunshine and rainbows just yet, because what happens next is even crazier. As the months pass, Tom and Zendaya's connection remains one of the most talked about yet secretly elusive topics in Hollywood. Their appearances at events together were rare, but when they did show up, it was like a script right out of a rom-com. Tom and Zendaya had the type of chemistry that made you believe in love in first sight, even though they were determined to keep it low-key. Fast forward to the beginning of 2019, things started heating up, and not just on screen. Tom was caught in a whirlwind of emotions after he was photographed with Olivia at Hyde Park in London on July 14th, 2019. The sighting stirred up a whole lot of drama. Fans, already on edge, began questioning what was going on between Tom and Zendaya. It wasn't clear whether there was trouble in paradise, if they were still a thing, or if they ever dated at all. Tom, naturally, was not having it. He was spotted looking visibly upset during a GQ interview just weeks after the photos of him with Olivia went public. It's like you could see his frustration in every word he said. Maybe he never intended for Zendaya to find out like that. A few weeks later, Zendaya threw her birthday bash, a sip and paint party, and of course Jacob Elderoy was there. But Tom was conspicuously missing because he had never missed any of Zendaya's birthdays since they met. Fans also noticed that Tom didn't wish Zendaya a happy birthday on Instagram, as was his custom. As it would later come out, while Zendaya was living her best life, Tom was in LA for D23, a major Disney event, and things between them seemed to quiet down. Until they didn't. In late August 2019, Zendaya and her family, along with Jacob Elderoy, took a vacation to Greece. Meanwhile, Tom was posting a more casual, almost distant message for her birthday on Instagram. Definitely not the same enthusiastic tone from previous years. Something was off. Probably the distance, tension from all the public attention, the photos of Tom and Olivia. Whatever it was, the connection they once had seemed to be unraveling. By February of 2020, Zendaya and Jacob were photographed in New York City, and those pictures spoke volumes. They were frolicking around, clearly very close. As you can imagine, Tom wasn't exactly thrilled. Shortly after the PDA-filled photos surfaced, Tom unfollowed Zendaya's good friend Deja on Instagram, further hinting at the tension bubbling under the surface. It was clear that things were getting complicated. But the drama didn't stop there. Zendaya, probably feeling the pressure, reached out to fan accounts to remove photos linking her to Jacob, kind of like getting rid of anything that linked her to Tom Holland. But Tom wasn't about to let the story die down that easily. Just days after Zendaya's plea, Tom made his social media move. He announced a brief break from Instagram, but fans quickly noticed a weird pattern. He unfollowed Darnell, but then refollowed him a few days after. However, Deja was a different story. She stayed unfollowed. Whatever was going on behind the scenes must have been a circus. And then came June. Zendaya did not wish Tom a public happy birthday like she always had in the past. No Instagram post, no cute message, nothing. Fans noticed this too, and so did Tom. It kind of felt like this was the breaking point. By July 2020, the final nail in the coffin seemed to have been hammered in when Tom posted a photo with actress Nadia Parks on Instagram, confirming their relationship. No more Zendaya, no more secret rendezvous, just a clear new chapter for Tom. And as for Zendaya, she just kind of moved on with her life, her private moments locked behind closed doors of her inner circle. Like I had said, the journey has been rough, and there have been heartbreaks and tears right before love brought them back together. On to the final chapter of Zendaya and Tom Holland's whirlwind romance, we find out how they decided to give their relationship a second chance. But before they got there, things were quiet for a minute. A month later, Zendaya's grandma Daphne confirmed that Zendaya and Tom were not together anymore, but they had been together for a while.
We do serious stuff, so now she's doing Euphoria. Have
Yeah.
you seen that?
Yeah, I have.
Wild.
It's really wild, but it's very interesting. It's
I love her
Jacob and
personality. It's
Lauren.
so adorable. She's dating him, but don't tell anyone.
Oh, really?
Not with Tom. You're not
She was
supposed
with
to know. Tom Holland for a long time.
Oh, wow.
She dated. Oh, she came to my house all the time.
Oh, wow. This is new.
Who's she dating?
My lips are
With-
sealed.
Your lips have to be sealed.
They are
I'll
sealed.
go and sell them.
Oh, no worries. My lips are sealed. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Yeah, what is
What's that?
Where am I? What am I eating?
Take care.
But then, plot twist. August 3rd hits, and Zendaya, for the first time since January 2020, liked one of Tom's Instagram posts. Then, 3 days later, Tom liked one of Zendaya's posts for the first time since April 2020. They could have been low-key reconnecting. 3 days later, Tom was spotted in Atlanta for Spiderman No Way Home filming.
Okay, so we just landed in Atlanta, and it's time for Spider-Man 3.
And soon after, Zendaya shows up in Atlanta too. That, my loves, was where the reconnection journey began. November 26th rolls around and they're spending Thanksgiving together. From November 2020 to January 2021, they're basically inseparable while filming. Tom is saying stuff like Zendaya is his best friend and working with her is the absolute best part of his day. But now we know that there was more than just friendship going on, right?
Spider-Man for me would easily be my favorite. You know, I have two of my best friends, Jacob and Zendaya. Working with them every day is an absolute joy.
In February, Tom confesses that his heart has been broken, saying it was his fault.
Heartbreak, or has your heart ever been broken, Tom Holland?
Yes, my heart has very, very well and truly been broken. Sort of broke it myself.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to talk about the impulses of what. I'm not going to talk about that, but I will say that I have been heartbroken and it was my fault.
By March, Zendaya and Tom were definitely back in each other's lives, spotted walking together at a studio. March 26th, Spider-Man No Way Home wraps filming, and guess what? Rumors swirl that Tom was staying at Zendaya's Atlanta home during filming. People didn't need any more proof. So, there you have it, loves. After a breakup, some space, and a whole lot of subtle flirting on Instagram, Zendaya and Tom decided to give their relationship a second shot. Sometimes, love needs a little space to grow, but when it's real, it always finds a way back. What do you think? Was this comeback worth it now that the wedding bells are kind of ringing? And how do you find them as a couple? Drop a comment below and let's keep this conversation going. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all the latest on your favorite stars. Trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. It's going to be wild, like my other story about Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and Lena Waithe's situationship. Now, that one is all kinds of messy, with chaos and struggles everywhere. Basically, the complete opposite of Zendaya and Tom's vibe. You don't want to miss it. See you there.